I think my lifestyle's changed definitely since going through the heart surgery and getting diagnosed. I think obviously I've got more awareness on my health and more focus on keeping healthy, so with the diet and the exercise. So I think that has, changed. So it's my norm now, and it is very different from before.
Going back to work was difficult. I'd run out of all my leave and I had a mortgage, so I needed to go back. And in hindsight, I would have probably gone back part-time because I was exhausted for at least a month. Everyone was really, really supportive when I left and really, really supportive when I came back. But at the same time, it's really up to the individual to, if you're struggling at work, you need to speak up, because sometimes they might not ask. They just assume that because you're there, that you're all right. And that's probably on me as well. But I would recommend going back part-time and increasing your hours slowly, because even if it's a desk job, being awake for that amount of time when you're used to napping midday, difficult. It's really difficult. And I'd just come home and, I have all these responsibilities when I get home. I've got to cook dinner and I've got to clean, and you just couldn't get that stuff done because you're so tired. I think there's a certain expectation that you put on yourself to just get back to your normal life as soon as possible. And in reality, it's not that easy. And when you put that expectation on yourself, so does everyone else. So keeping that expectation at bay and being really open about where you're at. And, if you can't cook dinner, you can't cook dinner. If you can't walk the dog, you can't walk the dog. And if you're exhausted and you just want to come home and think, that's fine too.
After my heart attack, I removed myself from management and went down to part-time, and I found my work-life imbalance. I had to find my work-life imbalance. And I still do part-time. I just investigate people's concerns. So it's not anything intense, and it's not something that I put myself, something that I have to work back for, or something that I have to present, a turnover or a target.
Yeah, I didn't go back full-time. I was doing part-time. So I just did it gradually. I think it was 2 days a week at the start, and I had to I couldn't do heavy lifting, and there was I was working in sales, and there was some signage that had to go out. So I just got my mum, which I was fortunate to come and help me kind of do that, and kind of to fulfill the whole task. But yeah, I couldn't, just slowly easing back into it. I think it's important not pressuring yourself to kind of go back full time, and because you need that time.
Sometimes, it's hard to keep a job. Like if you're calling in sick, it's just the way it is. If you're calling in sick a lot, eventually the boss is just going to give the work to somebody else, especially when you're casual. But yeah, when it got to the point where, I was unable to work for a few weeks, had to take it easy, and then slowly put myself back into work. It just slows things down, and it just creates a bit of they can be as supportive as they can, but at the end of the day, they are trying to run a business, so sometimes it is hard. That's why I slowly built my own business, because the good thing about me having my own business is I'm my own boss. I run my own company, so I can work my own hours and do what I need to do, so within balance to my heart and pretty much, to keep it all balanced.
Prior to my arrest and having the defibrillator implanted, I was an MRI technician, and actually part-time I was a lecturer in that field as well. And I really enjoyed what I did, and I was really passionate about it, and I really enjoyed going to work and doing what I did. But as soon as I had the defibrillator implanted, I knew that wasn't a possibility anymore. And I was lucky enough to find a job in a similar field, but the thing that I really struggled with in that initial the initial stage, is that I had to go from being a guy with a lot of the answers and quite senior to just being right at the bottom of the ladder again overnight. and through no one's fault. And it's actually turned into the biggest blessing ever, because now I've got a job from that change, a career, that's way better than what I ever imagined getting before. And it's actually something that I enjoy way more than what I did previously. So what initially seemed like the end of the world to me, a few months of hard work later, it's turned into a blessing.
The way I was reintroduced into work was a gradual process. So it wasn't a massive step change. I was quite fortunate in that our workplace has a physician, and she's a doctor, and I was able to have almost daily chats with her about my progress and what we would do in the next week. So we had a bit of a slow ramp up in terms of my work hours, and working from home was a bit flexible as well. And it was all sort of myself gauged. So if I felt a bit tired on a particular day, I could have a bit of a rest. And it's all sort of feedback from myself. So work was really flexible in that area, and I didn't feel the pressure to overexert or do things that I wasn't comfortable with. And that was really important, because then I could do some of the rehab stuff, go to the gym, spend time with the family, all that kind of personal rehab, which helps you get back into the workplace, which was ultimately what I wanted to do, was get back into full-time work and sort of get back to my normal life.